Okay, we're live. Let me know if you can hear me all right. I'm just gonna work on a master material for the rocks in the game. Usually, this type of asset is super heavy. Like if you take a look at this and check the size map, it's very big. It's like 400 megabytes. That's a lot. And that's not even the smallest one. Some of them can be like 1 gigabyte or something. And we want to use the rocks that we have here. But one thing is that we cannot really use them in a game like that. It's like too heavy. It's just the memory is just not gonna it's not gonna be enough. And the other thing is that uh, we want them to look more unique. So let's see what we can do. What's this? Chicken leg. They're really adding everything here. Okay, I will just look for some rock textures. Let's see. It's not gonna be like a tutorial or something. You can just take a look at how I do my own materials. You can copy it, apply it to your own thing if you want. And if you want to chat, just you can just chat there and just write some comments. I will take a look from time to time. I want to look for something that is like noisy and something that is not noisy. This, for example, this one is a good example. That could be, I will put it in my favorites. And let's see what other noisy texture you can have here. Basically, you're looking for something that has a lot of frequency details, like this rock, and something that it has not. This one actually is very nice. I don't want to download the highest quality. I'm just gonna download this one. It's not a bad one. And let's see what other ones you have. Uh, that one could be actually these two could work. So I'm gonna just download it and just put it in the game. I just save everything. If you're wondering what are these symbols here, it's because I'm using source control. So I need to add everything so that when I push the changes, other people in the team can check it out too. I don't really need. Okay, let's just try these two. They're quite different. I don't know if it would work, but we need to start with something. Hello, Sergio. Okay, so let's see. If you're wondering like about this terrain or something, we can take a look at another live stream how I make this. Like this will be the arena where you can just fight the enemies. That turn-based game. So or you could just run here. Nothing special. We just started out, so I want to create a material for for the rocks. Like I said, these are very heavy, so we'll go to environment. We could put like how to call this? I just call materials, and then you can create a rock master material. Okay. So here, what we're gonna do is just to create a material layer, and this one will be my material layer surface base master, something like that. So what I will have here is just a simple setup for my materials. So I will put my make material attributes. If you're wondering like what is a material and this kind of thing, we have a lot of tutorials on that too if you want to take a look from scratch. Okay, and then I will just go here and just grab these textures, and I will convert to a parameter. This one will be my albedo. This one will be my I don't know, mask, and this one will be my normal. And here I will have some UV coordinates. Something like that. And then we can just put it here. Sorry, this one goes. What am I doing? One goes here, here, and yeah, we're not gonna use a height map for now. Maybe later, but for now we're just gonna keep it simple. And that's it. That's a material. Hello, DK Jens. Hello, H Dracon. Nice to see you here. So now that I have my so now that I have my base material, it's just a matter of creating some instances here. So I will just go this one and just create a material layer rock, how to call it, layer block. Okay, so actually this one will be my surface base, maybe, I don't know. That can be my rock base, because then when I change the properties of this material, I will change all the other materials. So that will be my rock base, and then I will create another one, then just call it layer rock, and the other one will be like rock cliff, I guess. Yeah, it is the rock cliff. So let's take a look at the base. Basically, you can change that texture here if you want. So we're just gonna go to this one, and we can change the UV tiling. We don't really need to change it here. If we do change it here, then the master will not really work. So That depends on what we want to do, actually. Um, okay. Yeah, and the base is this one. Yeah, it's fine. Uh, let's just change this one. Rock cliff, rock cliff, and rock cliff. There you go. Perfect. Oh, thank you, Barrett. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like the tutorials. Thank you, guys. If you have any requests for a particular tutorial, just let me know. I will see if I can do it. Lately, we are not because we're just focusing on the game. So I just want to put some, um, just put some efforts into the game development and, you know, not teach for a while. But I will come back. Most of my teaching efforts are for the action game course we have, like this one. You can take a look here. That's where all my teaching goes these days. But if you're wondering, like, we're gonna put more tutorials, eventually we will put it. I mean, this can be a tutorial too. So anyway, let's grab this rock and just try to create something. I just grab a rock here and just scale it. Nice little details here, but we're not gonna use them. It's too heavy for our purposes. So what we will do is to create a master material for the rocks, which we already have. Okay, and here we will put like material layer. For now, we're just gonna put them here like this. But no, we don't really need to put anything here. Hello, Karin. Nice to see you here. Okay, so what exactly that this does is just create some. It's like Photoshop, but in Unreal. So let me just create an instance, and I will call it mi rock base. But like this will be the base of all the rocks. If I double click on this, here nothing happens, but here you can just put your layers. So I will put the layer rock here. Yeah, that's nice. And I will just put it here for now. I can take a look at. Yeah. So what I can do here, it's basically change these properties that I have here in this layer. And because I put some UV tiling here, I can just put like 5. Now I have much better texture resolution, which is nice. Put like 15, 10, 0, 1, 5. 5 looks nice. We can also use the 3D planar projection and this kind of stuff, but for now we're gonna keep it simple. Later on we will add this stuff. So what else we can do? We can add another layer, and this one can be just my layer 1, and I can just put my cliff here, and I can just put the scalar parameters like to 5. another you have here is the cliff on top of the other because we don't have any kind of blend. So let's create a blend here. Let's see. Let me open Steam to open my Substance Designer. Maybe we will need it. Oh, thank you, Barrett. That means a lot. Where it is? Okay. 2020 version will do the job. So what we need here is basically a mask. So I'm gonna create a material layer blend and put some grunge here, I guess. Okay. So now this ones you can ignore, and here you can just put the alpha. I don't know if we have some noise here. Maybe they put some noise. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, it looks like I'm using the engine content, so or not. Oh, we actually have noise. Oh, it's for this one. Okay. Let's check the engine content. Sometimes there's like nice noise we can use, or we can just go to Substance Designer. Let's just use Substance. So new Substance. For this kind of thing, I will go for a 2K texture for now. If I really need more, I will just scale this up. I don't really need to use these nodes. I can just go here for clouds, for example, and grunge, maybe some grunge maps. Yeah, it's something like that. I can just random seed, and I can just change the levels here. And I haven't used Substance Designer in a while. I believe I can use a moisture noise. Yeah, we can just blend between these two. Maybe we can put add max line. That could be. Let me see. Uh, not really this one. Something like that could be. Yeah. And if this is too noisy, you can just use the blur here. But you don't really need to use the levels here because we can do it in Unreal with the contrast. So I'm just gonna blur this a little bit, not too much. Like all these details I want to keep, so I will just it's a tiny bit. It really makes a difference, especially you learn this kind of stuff when you make textures in Substance. Blurring things a little bit so that they're not noisy, have like a nice smooth blend. I guess this is my first mask. Let's create another one, maybe some grunge. How about this one? Actually, this one is quite nice. Try to randomize the seed. That could be. Oh, that's like rain. No, not really. Thanks. I normally will choose like this one. This one has like direction, and that's okay. Let me try to look for something else. You see the dirt. This one I don't really like that much. It's like not too organic. Oh, this one could be, but it's a little bit big. We can try to blend it with another. Maybe just with some clouds here. Like this one, and then just some blend. And then we can just try to not really. This one could work, but let's see. Directional crunch, maybe for later. Actually, this one can be. Um, what I could do is maybe mix this. I can my blur, non-slope blur, and actually I could use like this one here and then the blur. That's too much. Increase that. Yeah, not really. Let's just put it here. And then just put some clouds. Okay, and then just put some non-uniform directional warp. That can be. And then intensity input, and this one can be the same. Yeah, something like that. So we can warp it. Okay, this could be. Let's change the not the seed of this one. I don't want to have only one black spot here. So I will just blend this and maybe put a levels here so I can just subtract this. I will just put this one here and then put subtract. And here I can just go here and let me try to something like that. Okay, something like that. And if you want to invert this thing, just go like this. Yes, something like that could be. And then when I check this, and just go like this, and I can just put a blur here. It's not the most exciting thing to check, but you know, it's part of making games. Okay, nice. Let me try to put this one here, and oh, I like this texture. I like it a lot. Yeah, we could go for something like this. So let's make it. I believe they have some RGB mesh. Yeah. Just put this ones here. Another you have here, you can just copy here. If you're like you don't want to export things, I can just go to Photoshop and then I can just Control B, and there you go. I have all my channels here. I will check the comments in a while, so let me save this first. Actually, I had some textures. Anyway, So I will just import this to my go environment materials. I could put like texture utilities here. Yeah, just some, and then just import, and let me try to look for my, yeah, there you go. This is my mask. I will put this as mask. Compress without alpha, that's also good. So I don't use the alpha channel. I'll use less memory. Yeah, it is hard to teach and make a game. I mean, making a game takes a lot of time. And I don't know, like I've been teaching for a while. I never teach before my life. Like I start like doing this some years ago. I was mostly doing stuff behind the scenes. And you know, when I was just working in Ubisoft, I just do the thing and in the engine and just don't share anything, because you cannot really share the stuff you make there until the game is released. So that's why I started doing tutorials, to just share with people. That's how I learned before many years ago, and that's, I don't know, it's nice to share things, and it's nice to see people, especially the ones who share like, oh, I create an environment using your tutorial. That's very nice. Yeah, the master material stuff, it's quite good. It's not super advanced, but it will get you started on this. What kind of strategy game you plan to make? I can only say it's a mix of action and strategy. We will put more videos about this in the future. So okay. So now that I have this rock, I will just try to blend this using the grunge material. So let's just go here, and we don't really, here we can just grab the texture we created. And actually, let's convert this to virtual texture, because yeah, let's just put it like that and convert the parameter and just put mask. And then we can put a channel masks parameter and put the, I don't know, mask channel. Another thing I want to do is to change the tiling of this. I will just put something like this. And then I can just do the contrast. I can just put this one here and put this into contrast. I can just put 1 for now. And later I can just clamp this to 0 and 1. And just put it here. So now we can see the texture in action. I will just, for now, I will change this. I will it's okay. Let's just have it like that. Let's see if we can see it. Let's go back, and what I will do is just change this crunch. So many things now. Okay, so here you want to have a blend asset. You're gonna use the crunch. And okay. So I'm just gonna put this one here. So let's just play with this. I really like that third texture we make. So let's just change the mask to blue. Yeah, you can see that I'm blending between these two textures. And I can change the tiling, the contrast. If I change the tiling to 2 and the contrast to 5, you can see it's much more, the mask is more evident, so I can just put like 1 if I want it. And I'm blending between these two textures here. And because I'm tiling these textures, it's I can increase the resolution here. For example, I can just put like 6, put 3 or 5 or something like that. And I kind of like it. It looks nice. I don't know about you, but it's not a bad first attempt, and we're not even using like world coordinates or things like that. Um, so yeah, it's nice. What am I making? I'm making a rock master material that I can use in the future to save my hard drive, because this kind of thing is very heavy. So we're using like textures to share this kind of thing. Um, there are some things we can actually do here. Let me just duplicate this, and if I haven't tried this in a while, so I don't know if it's gonna work. But if I click on this too, I can just go to I can bake things, baking, yeah, bake texture, and I don't know. Let's see how it works, because this is a very heavy mesh. It's okay. I use the um. Okay, so what we can do is actually bake some stuff. So output type, we can try the curvature. Yeah, we can try the curvature. And we can put like 124 for now. And let's see. Like this is the target mesh and this is the source mesh. Um, yeah, the distance should be okay with 3 because it's the same mesh. I just want to get the curvature map of this. It can take a while because it's a very heavy mesh. But let's see if we can bake here stuff. It's nice if you can just do everything in Unreal. The problem with this is like, yeah, I will increase like the quality of my mesh, but I will not really save some time, because every time I need to create a curvature, I need to do this. Now it's actually the perfect time for questions, because this thing is just taking so long. Come on, you can do it. And actually, I should put like 2K at least to have like a nice result. But let's see. It actually takes a long time. Hello there. If this really doesn't like, okay, okay, now you have your curvature map. Now, uh, this one is very low resolution. I understand. Uh, let's put a 2K here, and it's gonna take a while. So in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check how it looks with another um, you know, just another um, method with substance, so I can just sport some things and I just grab this and what I can do, let me save this. Uh, okay, so let me import to my library. I can just grab something. I can just link this. Hopefully this one will, let's see which finish first, like this baking or just grabbing the texture in substance and you know. Okay, so that's my normal. I can just put a curvature. Okay. Um, you don't really see it. You can also use this one, curvature smooth. It's too smooth. Uh, one thing I will do is to change the size to 2K. I don't know if because it's like 8K, it's getting slow, but or it's because I'm doing the baking in Unreal. Oh, what happened here? It's black. Okay, this one haven't finished. Okay, so here what I can do is just put the blacks and whites here. I think that's too much. Let me check with the curvature smooth. I think it's a lot of detail. It's a lot. And yeah, this is not gonna look very good. I can just put a blur grayscale, raise the quality, and it's just too much high frequency details here. But let's see. The other one may finish soon, so another thing you can do is to create like a mask here. You can put like edge blur, something like that. And that actually looks better. Actually very nice. Yeah, this one is much better, actually. You can increase the contrast. and maybe put some levels here. Yeah, something like that, and that's much better actually. Blur radius, that's like super blurry. That's too blurry. That's that's like nice. Edge, maybe edge dirt. Oh, we can actually shoot put from this one. Okay, never mind. Let's just put this one here. And this one has like a little texture on it. Let's see. It's too noisy. This one will never finish. Do not bake objects that are too heavy, like nanite. Uh, Texture resolution for 2K. Like 2K is nice now, like not too high. It really depends on your game. Like if you have a lot of objects, how big your world is, and this kind of thing. Like this stuff is really like you need to take in consideration how big your game is. Sometimes 2K is too much, sometimes it's not. Uh, let's put that here. Oh, this one too big. Thickness. Oh my god. Well, this one is not gonna work with this, but yeah. This one is not. If I create an object with Blender and export it to Unreal, should I put the colors on Blender or on Unreal? Uh, in Blender, you will do the UVs, and if you put a texture there, you can import it with a texture. Otherwise, you can import it without anything and just import the texture there from Blender. Like in Unreal, you will do all the little details. Wow, this one actually is very nice. I'm gonna keep it. Let's see, where is it? Okay, so oh, it's here. Okay, let's keep this one and put it to mask. Okay, it's gonna be nice. Let's see what we can do with this. Actually, Unreal took a while, but it gave a nice result. I have a feeling it's gonna look nice. How to create procedurally planets textures. If I create textures in Blender and import to Unreal, it doesn't look that much detail. I'm not really sure how to answer this because it's a lot of topics. One thing, you need multiple textures, then you need a material you can use for distance, for close-up, and this kind of thing. So it's a lot of things. How many polygons for a wall? As many as you can, but you don't need to put more than what you need. Like for example, this one is like this. Maybe that's too much. We will optimize it later. I mean, you can definitely put large amounts of polygons, but that doesn't mean that that doesn't really mean that you're gonna you need to use them all, right? 500 doesn't look a little bit too much for a wall. I don't know what kind of wall you're making. It's just a flat plane. But depends on your project. If it's just a wall, it will be fine. If you are duplicating this wall like thousands of times, it will have issues. So curvature here, I will put a cheap contrast, then put a clamp here. And also, I will see if I want to invert this thing. Let's put it like this for now, and we can do a lerp, the alpha here, and then the base color will be this one. And then we can just change like the edge opacity, like let's put 1, and it will be like B and A here, and that's it. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on here. Now these parameters won't be in the layer parameters, it will be here. I'm super lag. What's going on? There you go. Okay, so here you can put like the contrast to 1550. Okay, looks like it's going like the other way around. So what I'm gonna do is invert this. Yeah, just like that. Not really digging it. Just put it like this. Correct contrast 5500. That's too much. This is why I told you like you need to blur things. Otherwise, like here is fine, but you check all these little things you don't really want to have. So screw that curvature really. Let's not use it. It was a nice try. So let's just delete this. What we can use is one of these masks here. And we can just put the tile in here. And then I believe it's a green channel. So let's just put some color here. Just go here and let's just put some tint. So what we're gonna do is just use a lerp here, and let's just put a channel parameter. Good as channel, but I really want to use all of it, not only one. So let's just put the green one first, and let's put like the dots color. Maybe we can use some dots for this one, and just put it here. And here you can put a cheap contrast. put a mask contrast and just put it here and put a clamp. I don't really need to organize this because if it doesn't work, then we're just gonna delete it. Okay, so we have our dots. And it's not exactly looking like how I want it, so let's just go here to the mask tile and put something like 5. Yeah, something like that. And you can increase the contrast if you want, or decrease it. This thing is too much for me. Yeah, like that is better. And also, I need to change the alpha here. Yeah, something like this, like dot opacity, and put it here. To put like the original color and then this one. And then we can put something like 0.5. So the problem is that now the dots are everywhere. If we put, maybe we can put like 5. Yeah, that looks better, but they're like everywhere. So let's put a mask here to just delete some of them. I don't have any plan to do any planet tutorial. Not really. It's not really my thing. I mean, a lot of things are cool to make, but I cannot make them all. And I just need to choose the ones that, like for example, if we're gonna make a planet for our game, then for sure I can do a tutorial for that. But if not, it's not gonna be very useful. Let's take a look at this mask. Okay. Okay. Nice. Let's just use the red channel. Um, Cloud style, and we can subtract this one with this one, and then just put it here. And actually, the contrast we can later on we can organize this better. Starting to get a little bit messy. Okay. So now you see we have much less dots. That's nice. That's nice. Why I cannot open? Oh, it's here. Cloud style, if I put something like 5, you will see that it's like more tiling. I'm check like 0.1. And also the mask contrast shouldn't be this one. Should be the cloud contrast. Put a default value of 1 because it's like deleting everything. So I can just the cloud contrast. If I put 0, 5, yeah, it looks okay to me. And if I want, I can just mask tile like 8, 6. I should really rename this to like dots tile to make it more sense. Oh, thank you, Ivolo. Appreciate it. Okay, what else we can do? We can just put like some color variation here. I think we can just let me remember which one was for this one. Let me see. Um, height lerp. Not this one. It should be in texturing. Height lip. Local align texture should be. Work align texture, I guess. Yeah, work align texture. So I'm gonna put my mask here. I'm gonna just put it here, but I'm just gonna convert this to how can I change this to an object? Oh, let's just go here and convert to texture object. Yeah, just the size we can just change, like texture size styling can be like dots style, and this can be like dots contrast, and I just put like one, and um yeah, I could just use this mask and just multiply it with a color, and let's just leave it black for now, and then let's just do a lerp, but we're gonna do it here before doing our color variation. We can put 0 for now. Just put this one here, and then this one goes here. Okay. Let's see what happened. Nothing happened. So just put the color variation to 1. Okay. So now we can put something like orange. Okay. And that's not exactly what I want. Oh, okay. So I need to change this break float 3 components, and I'm gonna use the blue channel here. Yes. And I'm also gonna do a cheap contrast and color variation contrast. Put something like 1. Do a clamp here. There you go. Let's see if this works. It is working. So texture tiling 0.1 by 0.1 by 0.1, maybe 50 by 50 by 50. Yeah. Let's just go for maybe 150. That's too little. 500. Yeah, that could be. That could be. And now you can see what's going on here. Let me put like 1000. This will change like the rock color, which is nice. And you also have the dots on top of it. So now you can just put the color variation, like if you put 0, that's the contrast, sorry. It should be like color variation. I could put 0, yeah. I can just put a very low value here to have like a different color. I could use something like this if I wanted, but just put like 0.2. And now let's check which color is this one. If we check the color here, it's like we're having some blues. So we could try to counter this by going to some warm colors and put something like this. A little bit saturated is fine. Not too much. And also try something different like this. Something like that. And if you really want to check like the color, you can just put color variation to 1. And now we can just go here and change this. Usually some whiter colors could do it, so I will just put the color variation to 0.5. Looks like okay to me. And you know, by using this word aligned textures, it's just much better than using the other ones. What are we doing? We're creating like a rock master material we can use in the future. If I change the size of this, also my texture will change. So that's okay if you want. But I don't know, let's see. Let's organize ourselves a little bit. Now that we have a base to work on, it will be nice if we do some other things. Just remove this. I don't really need this anymore. And check the size of this. It's like 400 megabytes. Okay. And we're just gonna change the original material to rock base. Okay, so now we have our master material for our rocks. That's nice. We're gonna save this. And now we can successfully delete all these textures here. And we don't really need this one. We're not gonna use that one for sure. It's too heavy, and we don't need 8K textures. That's crazy. Now let's take a look at the size map. It's just 187 megabytes. So it's much smaller, but it's even more than that because we can just go to bridge and let's just use another rock. Just find a cliff here. I don't know if this internet will mess up with my with my streaming, but let's see. This looks interesting. Try to find only the 3D assets. Okay, so let's see how our material works with something like this. So let's just go here to nanite and click complete. Hello, Luis Gaming. Yeah, I activate nanite for this. It's not heavier. It's hard to work with because it has a lot of triangles, but you know, there is. I don't need to use the normals anymore, which is nice. I don't need to use normal maps, and I save a lot of memory with that. I think I missed a question about characters. I'm not sure where is it. I lost it. Characters is another thing. It's you basically use other software to do the modeling. Here you can use like Olympic files now, or you can just use the planes. You can sculpt the details in ZBrush, all this kind of stuff, and then bake everything, retopologize, then put some rigging and everything. It's quite a big work to do. Okay, so let's add this and let's try our material with other things. One day it will be ready. Another thing you can actually do is just change the master material of this thing. So you don't really import the textures there. I think you will still import the textures, but like, let's see. Okay, so that's our mesh. It's heavy. I'm sure this one is much heavier than the other one. Let's take a look at the size map. 800 megabytes. Like, that's a lot. Okay. 800 megabytes, it's too much for an asset. Like, you put 10 of those, your game is 8 gigabytes. It's crazy. No way we're doing that. So what we're gonna do is just to change the original textures to use our base material. So let's take a look at this one. So if we go for something like this, it's nice, right? I really like it. Let's put our material here to see how it looks like with our textures. Let's just put it up. Okay, and this one will have our base rock material. Oh, beautiful. Now, you see that the texture is a little bit lower quality. A little bit. I like the color variation this one has and the dots and everything. Um, so let's try to change the UV tiling based on the size of the object. So it's gonna be a little bit of testing for this, but let's see. First thing we need to do first is to put the rock base material here. There you go. And save it. Okay. I will go through the questions soon. Actually, I like this material. It just needs a little bit of tweaking, but it's not a bad start. We can just delete this and delete this. And let's just take a look at how heavy the texture is. So just go here and take a look at the size. 274 megabytes. And this thing, 112 megabytes, it's already used in other rocks, so it's even less because it's already memory and it's shared. So we're saving a lot of memory there. I will just mark for add this one. Okay. So what things I will change here? One of the things is the color variation. I feel like it's true that every asset, we don't really know the size of this, but like if we scale it, all the color variation is like, you know, smaller and smaller, and we don't really want that. We want to scale this based on the size of the object. So let's go back here and let's just we could use the, okay, so let's use object scale, and yeah, we could just multiply this thing, but instead of using this styling here, we're gonna use a material parameter collection. So let's create one here. Actually, let me see if I already have one material parameter collection in my project. I do. But this one is for landscape. Let me see. Yeah, this one is for landscape. Let's just create one for rock master utilities, I guess. I don't know. Do I prefer using modeling in UE5 for another app? If the operation can be done in UE5, I do it here. If it's too complex to do here, I just use other app. So my first rule is always like, do it in Unreal. Like change pivot point, this kind of stuff is really easy. So anyway, just go here and we will put this one like global color variation size. And let's see what values we have here. 1000. Okay, let's just use 1000 for everything. Okay, so color variation size 1000. That's okay. And now we're gonna go here and put our parameter collection here and use the color variation size and put it here because I don't really want to change everything. And I'm also gonna scale this by, I'm gonna multiply this and I'm gonna multiply by the scale of the object. So let's just see how it goes. Okay, so this one is a float 4, so let's just break and then append 3 vector. There you go. Oh, you can also use a component mask and put a RGB here. That's it. Yeah, actually you're right. I can just use a scalar for it. You're right. But this object scale will work unless the size is uniform. Yeah, I could use a scalar for it. It's actually nicer idea because I'm already multiplying by, you know, another. So let's just call this color file. Let me just I can just delete this one. I don't really need it. And here I will just put a tile. And I will just put it here. I don't need this one anymore. Nice catch. Okay, so let's go back to this one. And now let's put the color variation to 1. And put this color like, I will save this color because I really like it. And then I will just put like orange here. Okay. So now what we need to do is to change this. Okay. 10, 50, 500, 1000. So let's see what happens if I scale this thing. This thing also will scale with me, which is okay. Let me take a difference. Let me take a look at how this looks here. If I scale a lot, yeah, it seems to be like it works for me. So I just by changing this, I can just put like 500, or if I put like something like this, it will always be like very big. And now let me just put another one here and just scale this. We're just trying things out to see if it's scaling correctly. That's nice. And the good thing about this is that you can just duplicate this, and this rock will be different from this one, which is nice. Okay, I want to try with the smallest size because that's where it really can get into trouble. When the rock is really small, sometimes you have some issues. To be honest, this one looks fine to me. That's great. We did it. And you don't want things like this, so just move it a little bit and that's it. Now, um, I do want a way to move the texture a little bit. So I will just add, and yeah, I will just add and put a value of color variation. And okay, so if I check the pan, I can just move this around. Yes. If my, yeah, I can move this like 50 or 60, 800. I can just move this a little bit. So if I have a very specific case where I don't really like where this color variation is happening, I can just go back and create an instance just for this particular mesh. I don't think it will happen, but if it does, we're ready. And like for example, here I want more orange in this part. I can just move this like this, and that's it. Like it works. So let's go back to the original color we had before. Actually, I really like the white with the dark values. Uh, let's skip it, okay? And color variation, contrast. If you put like 1, it will be like more blending. Or it's okay for now. Color variation, let's put something like 0.7. Yeah, that's nice. I really like how this texture works with this. And we're saving memory. We're saving like maybe 500 megabytes or 1 gigabyte for each asset we put. We're saving the world and saving those people that do not have a big hard drive like me. Okay, what other things we need? So the dots, we could use the same for the dots actually, but they really don't bother me now. So just gonna leave them like that for now. Or just gonna leave the dots. Yeah, this is great. I love it. It really looks nice. I think one of the next thing I would like to do is to let's take a look at how this works. We're gonna check our texture with all the possible assets here. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It will. Like this one has the color a little bit too much. So let me see if this color works just fine here. And color variation put to 1. Now I can just, what if I move it? Okay, so we have a little bit of an issue here, is that specifically for this size, like we're having some trouble. Like for this one, for example, we don't have any, and here we have a little bit here, which is fine, but um, we could try to um, we could try to put like boundaries, like if this texture is this size, uh, multiply some things or things like that. We just I will just need to test some values. For now, I think it's been a great session actually. Uh, just try to put one of these things here, and then later on when we put like virtual texture blending with landscape and all these things, it will just look very nice. And yeah, we still need to scale this texture a little bit, but for the most part, like, it's working here. That's nice. I really like this texture. It, it it's really nice. I'm gonna call it a day. But before I'm gonna check the questions, and also I will make sure everything I added it's here. Yeah, it is here. I will just organize this a little bit. Rock, and we can put like um, material layers and put this thing here. Yeah, just move it here. Have you ever played a puzzle game like House of Da Vinci on the Room? If yes, is it possible to recreate this puzzle in Unreal Engine 5? I don't know about the game. I only know that you can create almost anything you have in your mind with Unreal Engine 5, as long as you know what you're doing. The tool is already very robust. Uh, if you're new to 3D modeling, just start with some basics in Blender or whatever software you want to use, and just play with it. Eventually, you will become good at it. Let's take a look at this material here. Um, 0.6. And maybe if you duplicate this thing and just put it smaller, to take a look at how it looks like. It's nice. I like that, like the textures that you get here with the material we created in Substance. It's really nice. It it makes feel the asset more unique compared to what you had before with just the Quixel assets. So that's great. And if I get really close, obviously I don't have collisions yet, but yeah, there's some texture density I want to take a look at. Maybe in the next stream or another time. But it's nice. We can use this material for pretty much any rock we have. And if we update the master material, it will just look better and better, and the whole game will change just by updating this master material, which is great. It's actually in really nice progress. It looks like it has unique textures, but it doesn't. It's just some tiling textures and some mask, and we are reusing the same mask here so that we can reuse some assets. It's great. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make this public after this. I will think about it. Let's see if people view it first, and then we will see if we keep it in our channel. Thanks a lot for being here. I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this kind of streams, just let me know, and I will come here more often. And of course, like, if you want to learn more, remember we have our action game course. Like, you just go to unfgames.com, and if you want to create like a game from scratch, it's great. It's great. I've been following personally to create like my own game in my free time, and I'm having like a blast with all the things that are there, especially for blueprints. I'm learning a lot there. And if you want to learn these techniques and much more, we have like live streams from time to time, and we also check other people's projects. If you want to share your project there, you can also go there. So take a look. It's quite good. Hey guys, I will see you in the next one.